Hello, beautiful souls. Thanks for tuning in to another Spiritually Ziya reading. So today we're going to be getting a channeled collective message for you guys from your spirit guides. And when I was tapping into the energy, I was seeing a shooting star and I started hearing that song by Rihanna. I want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if this is signifying like a connection or your connection to the universe. I don't know, making you feel seen, heard, acknowledged. We're going to jump in. We're going to see what is this talking about. Okay, so we're going to start with tarot today instead of oracle, and then I'm going to finish the reading off with the oracle cards. Let's see, what message does your spirit guides have for you today? We got the Hangman coming out in reverse. You know, looking at this card, I'm feeling the vibe of like there's something that you're not ready to see yet. So I don't know if this is because it's like not fully developed yet. So like it's like still in the making, or if you are choosing not to see something for what it really is, like the truth of the matter. Because that's two different messages that are coming out. It's like either something isn't ready to be seen yet, or you are you're being delusional about something. I'm sorry, I hate to say it like that, but uh, I was just hearing that. The reason why I started laughing was because I was hearing that Mariah Carey song. You're delusional, boy, you're losing your mind. You're confused, you know. Boy, you're wasting your time. We got the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. For some of you guys that were drawn to this reading, there is a specific connection in your life that I feel like maybe you're not fully able, or not able, but you're not ready to acknowledge the faults in the foundation, I guess you could say. Like you want it to be something more than what it is right now, or you're making excuses for the red flags. You're like, but they're pink flags. We got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is, especially in this card, he just looks so bored. He looks like he's holding on to these pentacles, but he's not holding on tightly like how some cards depict it. Like the person is holding on to those four pentacles real tight. That's not his vibe. He's just kind of like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. It's giving the vibe of like apathy. And it's also making me feel like somebody who's not fully invested in something. And maybe that's why there's this I don't really give a fuck what happens attitude. You know what I mean? We got the King of Swords in reverse. So maybe somebody is just not properly communicating. We got the Four of Wands in reverse. Somebody's not properly communicating how they're really feeling. And I think this is what is creating those faults in your guys' foundation. You know, like sorry, I'm trying to straighten these out real quick. Because, you know, communication is a big part of a connection. Like, if you don't have proper communication, and that goes further than just talking about things, right? That's properly understanding where the other person is coming from, having empathy and compassion, and taking their feelings into consideration. There's a lot that goes into communication outside of just talking about things. And we got the Seven of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Wands underneath that also in reverse. Wow. Okay, 77 could be a significant number for you guys. Um, the July 7th, I believe it is, could be a significant date for you. You guys might have some major realization about something, or someone could be coming clean about a situation. You guys getting some sort of clarity is really what I'm getting. But you finding like relief in that. It's almost like somebody maybe letting their guard down and being more vulnerable with you. Um, this connection right here, I'm not feeling like it's necessarily like a bad connection. I do just want to say that like this isn't giving me the vibe of like a karmic person. I just feel like it is giving me the vibe of like when you're still getting to know somebody and you're trying to learn how they communicate and you're trying to learn their triggers and different things like that. That's kind of what it's giving me. Because they're kind of showing me like my situation with my boyfriend when we first got together. Um, we moved very quickly. Like when we actually decided to start taking our relationship seriously, we like moved in really fast, had a baby. Like everything happened very quickly, you know. And in the midst of that, like we did have a lot of miscommunications and a lot of um, arguments because of communication, you know, like the lack of communication. But it wasn't even like we weren't trying to communicate. It was we were trying to learn how each other communicates and how we can say things in a way that's going to be receptive to the other person and how to be mindful of their triggers, you know, because when you're still getting to know somebody, you don't know what that person has been through. You might know some of it, but you're not going to know everything until certain things come up and it triggers that person, and then they let you know like, hey, this bothered me. And if they're not properly communicating that and letting you know like certain things are bothering them, it's going to continue to create that tension in your guys' connection, you know what I mean? But this is giving me the vibe of like somebody who's kind of got one foot in, one foot out. And it's not because they're like just up and ready to leave, but it's because I think this person has been through a lot of situations where people give up on them very quickly. And this could even be your energy, or you guys could be mirroring energy. I mean, we do got the Four of Wands here, which can signify, you know, mirroring each other's energy. It can signify a deep soul connection. But with it being in reverse, this does talk about maybe a misalignment in the energy, disharmony. And I mean, the energy's still here. You know what I mean? Just because it's in reverse doesn't mean that, you know, this energy is just non-existent. Like this still has so much potential to be something very beautiful, but there just needs to be patience and understanding with each other while you guys are getting to know each other. And if you've known this person for a very long time, and you just feel like you guys are not on the same page as of recently, this could be because this person is going through a transformation and they're learning to adjust to their new energy and their new body, their new circumstances. And that's going to take time, you know, just like you're probably adjusting as well to this person's new energy, or your new energy and this person's new energy, you know what I mean? That all takes time. And I think you guys are still navigating your own energy, and now you're adding another person's energy, trying to navigate that as well. So it's just going to take, you know, being mindful, and keeping your heart open, keeping your guard down, just being vulnerable and transparent with each other is like the main thing, you know. Stop trying to save somebody's feelings by hiding things from them, or you know, self-sacrificing how you truly feel to make somebody else feel more comfortable. You have to have them hard conversations. That's where growth happens, you know. But yeah, I am feeling like with the Seven of Swords coming out in reverse, it's like you guys, and the Seven of Wands also coming out in reverse, it's like you guys kind of letting your guard down, maybe trying to learn how to handle things differently than maybe you have in the past. And I do see this being, you know, progressive. We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for progression, right? So this is going to be very, it's going to be a learning curve for you guys, but it's going to be very healing, I feel like, for you guys as well. There are a lot of reversal cards, like for the good cards, but I don't see this necessarily being a bad thing. I think it's just because You guys are all, like, we're all learning all the time, right? We got to be the student and the teacher all at the same time. We got to teach ourselves all these new different things. But we also have to be open to learning and changing the way that we approach things, or the way that we handle things, or the way that we perceive things. You know what I mean? We have to be open to that in order to actually heal from situations. And I see that here. I see you guys are open for it. It's just there are a lot of things that are going to be very triggering, or that have already been very triggering for you and this person with this King of Swords in reverse. And I think that triggers you guys to kind of like shut down. There's something significant about the number 7. 7 years, 7 days, the 7th month. It just keeps coming up. But yeah, I do see you guys have potential to be like happily ever after. I do see that. But in order to have that, you guys have to pour into your own cup. And you guys also have to just be, like I said, open and honest with each other. I wasn't expecting to do a love reading, but I feel like that's kind of what's coming out. And it doesn't have to just be love. This can be a friendship, like, or I should say romantic love. This can be like a platonic love. This could be a familial love, you know, whatever the situation is. But yeah, there is a lot of potential here. There just needs to be a lot of work that is put in to have this. You know what I mean? But we got the 10 of Cups. It's still here. We got the 4 of Wands, and it's still here. Might be in reverse right now, but that can always change. You know, that's the thing about tarot. These things that I'm picking up are based off of current energy, but we have the ability to transform energy. You know, it can't be created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed. It can be transcended. And that is something that you guys are both going to have to work on together as a team, as a partnership. You know, like I said, whether it's familial, platonic, or romantic, there just has to be mutual respect, mutual energy and effort put in on both, from both parties. So let's get a message from here first, because I want to read out of the book for the next cards that I pull. Let's get a message from your spirit guides. I'm just feeling like there's no need to hide anything from this person, or for them to hide anything from you. I think you guys are both very compassionate, understanding people if you guys are in the right headspace, you know. So if you guys are feeling triggered, maybe taking a little bit of space to recollect your energy, reflect, and come back together to have a conversation when you guys are both clear-headed and level-headed. You know what I mean? Like, so that way it can be a productive conversation and not something that continues to disrupt your guys' energy further. You know what I mean? That's not gonna help anybody. Message from your spirit guides. What do they want you to know? Look past what you feel. Oh, look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Oh my goodness. Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. Reminding you of your power. That's something that your guides want to do, is remind you of your power. We can always work on our weaknesses and make them strengths. You know what I mean? It just takes proper preparation and dedication. If you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself, why are you still there? Is it out of fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. So for some of you guys, I mean, this could be a toxic situation that you guys are not wanting to truly see the situation for what it is, right? Maybe you're seeing it from the rose-colored glasses, so them red flags really do look pink to you, like I was saying before. But for some of you guys, I feel like, I I don't know, I get mixed messages, I guess, because this is a collective reading, so I can't be super specific for each situation, but for a lot of you guys, it's just there needs to be like this openness. With the King of Swords coming out as like the overall energy of you and your person, this is making me feel like two people that are very defensive. They can be very closed off, and tend to take things more as an attack than, you know, constructive criticism, I guess you could say. And we got to be open to how other people are feeling, how we're making other people feeling, or how other people are making us feel. You know what I mean? Like, people have to be considerate of our feelings as well. You can't just be so understanding that you neglect your own feelings to, like I said before, make other people feel comfortable. Because that's not going to be productive for you. It's not going to be conducive for your healing. It's going to create more chaos and tension and conflict in your energy. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. I think your guides are just wanting to just encourage empowerment, I guess. And we got, you are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, carry on. So for those of you that feel like you're rushing, you're putting the pressure on yourself. The universe, your spirit guides are not putting that pressure on you. They are telling you to take your time, you know, move at a pace that feels good to you. Don't burn yourself out. And that's funny because when I was meditating, I was seeing a candle. It was a fresh candle. It's like an old candle, an old version of you is burned up, and now you're able to start fresh. And I feel like there is like this new fire that's burning inside of you that is more fierce, more powerful, more attuned than the old candle, the old flame. And I do feel like you guys are letting your guard down, but you guys are also still in that spot where you are like maybe a little bit more defensive because you've worked so hard to get where you are. You do not want nobody to come in and fuck that up. Let's see. Let's get one final message from your spirit guides. What do they want you to know? I'm hearing by the 10th month, something is gonna change. So the 10th month, it would be October, I think. So by October, there's going to be a shift in the energy for sure. You guys might finally come to an understanding, or for some of you where it resonates, where this connection is creating more conflict and negative energy in your energy, maybe you're finally walking away and you're feeling relieved. There's like a peaceful energy about it. Let's get a final message for the collective. What do you want them to know? Woo, shit. We got shape-shifting and pumpkin spice and apple cider. It says transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. I feel like you guys are almost starting a new cycle. Like kind of what I was getting with that candle, like something starting fresh. You feeling more attuned, feeling more powerful. Pumpkin spice and apple cider is number 30, or reduces down to a 3, which is the card of the Empress. Nothing is more nostalgic than the joy of belonging in your presence. I like this because there's not another person here in this. It's just you. And I feel like you are good in your own energy. You never needed anybody to feel whole. And I think that in itself is very admirable. I feel like there's this like, almost like this stigma that in order to feel complete, to feel whole, we need to have another person. But it's really the opposite, like you have to have that within yourself or you're never going to feel that. You might have this false sense of like this void that's being filled, but when you guys go through hard times or when this person is not around, you feel empty again. That's called codependency. That is not genuine fulfillment or gratification, right? But I am also getting this message from like your spirit guides as well. Like they enjoy being in your presence. They love working with you. And I think whoever this is in your energy also feels the same way. Whether that ends up being more on the codependent side or genuine, I mean, I'm going to leave that up to you to discern, but sorry, I thought my daughter was waking up for a second. We got Apothecary Cabinet with number 1. It's the very first card of the deck. And it says, without practice, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. Okay. So, keywords, tools, a need to develop skills, and hard work. Oh my God, that's literally what we've been talking about throughout the reading. That's funny. Your higher self chose this card because your journey is just beginning. I love this. Even if it feels as though you have walked this road for ages, there are skills, resources, or tools you need before you can begin the work of the calling in those big dreams. For example, when attempting to manifest more wealth, consider whether your need to overcome limiting financial stories or destructive money habits that are sabotaging your efforts. Receiving a loving partner may be blocked to you until you do inner work on loving yourself. Experiencing supportive friendships may require you to eliminate relationships that are toxic and draining. Literally. Taking the time to do this inner work now will save you many days, months, or even years of starting over. Your soul has selected this card to gently encourage you to be honest about where you are in your journey and what's realistically needed to begin to see the results. All transformation begins with awareness, and starting where you are is the first step towards radical shift in your situation. Your life could be completely different 6 months from now with the right tools at your disposal and a willingness to do the work. It says, pulling falling leaves, card 14, in addition to Apothecary Cabinet, is a clear sign that you have spiritual blocks preventing your success. You may wish to pull additional cards if you're unsure what your current blocks are. Note, scan the QR code, blah, blah. So we got a connecting to your tools ritual. The purpose of this ritual is to connect and set an intention, a step many people overlook, even though it's vital in spiritual practice. Everything has a spirit and thus should be respected. And as a relationship should be built between you both, do this simple but powerful ritual with tools, plants, and anything you use to work with in your spiritual practice. I'll hold this up so you guys can screenshot it, but I'm also going to say it. It says, sit in a quiet space with your tool or tools. Place the tool in front of you and hold your hands over it. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, and on the last exhale, be mindful of relaxing your body. Think about the intentions you want to set and speak it out loud 3 times. Let the tool know how grateful you are and that you're looking forward to creating magic together. So for those of you that feel drawn to doing this, today is actually the new moon in Cancer as I'm filming this, and it is conjunct with Jupiter, which is all about growth, good luck, things like that. So if you feel drawn to doing like a new moon ritual, you could quite literally make new moon water and do what this is saying, like set the intentions that you want, charge it up with the new moon. This is the message that I have for you guys. Sorry, I'm being anal about this, but this is the message that I have for you guys, and I hope this reading resonates for you, and I'm sending you guys lots of love. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss when I upload, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Please take care of yourself. Bye!